Welcome to day 3 in the 30 days to a complete screenplay, screenwriting sprint. Yesterday we worked with our protagonist and now we're going to work with our antagonist, okay? So today what I want you to do is I want you to pick an antagonist. Actually, I want you to pick 3, right? I want you to pick 3 antagonists. This comes from the book, The Anatomy of Story by John Truby. John Truby talks about how there should be a 4-point antagonism, right? Where you have antagonists on these 4 corners. Your hero in one corner and 3 antagonists on the other corner. You can think about this in every cop movie, right? There's always the cop, the big bad, and then you got the chief of police who's gonna have his badge, and maybe a girl that he's in love with that's gonna leave him if he doesn't quit the case. So that would be how the 4 points of antagonism might work. So what I want you to do is I want you to pick these antagonists. I want you to name them, and then I just write about them. Write everything you think about. See, the antagonist is the engine of the story, right? You think about the antagonist is the one that fuels the character's transformation by throwing obstacles at them. So if you don't have a strong antagonist, you don't have a strong story. Right, so let's look at the Big Lebowski, right? So in the Big Lebowski, we have our main antagonist, the Big Lebowski, okay, who is, rich dude who is really pushing our friend, the dude, along the journey, and turns out is sort of using him. We have the dude in one corner, our hero, and on the other corner we have the nihilist.
Willie doesn't care about anything. He's a nihilist.
Oh, that must be exhausting.
And then our 4th point of antagonist, we have who is really the main antagonist, which is Walter, the dude's best friend.
Shabbos!
And this is a great tip about the antagonist. The antagonist can be right next to you. It can be your best friend, your mom, your brother, your father, right? It doesn't really look like an antagonist. But Walter is the one who's just pushing the dude every step of the way, trying to tell the dude, hey, you cannot let this slide. You've got to rail against the world. And every bit of advice that Walter gives the dude ruins the dude's life. So pick your antagonists, see where they fit in the story. Okay, now, and if this is a story you've been working on for a while, you may feel ready to write. And if you do, get started writing. And if you don't, if you're not ready, you need a few more days of development. We are going to continue with a few more days of planning. But like I said, if you're ready to write, let's do it. Well, what I'm going to recommend, though, is that you don't start at the beginning. Start in the middle. Start somewhere on a scene maybe you really envision, you see very clearly in your head, a scene that's going to be fun for you to write. The reason why you don't want to start with the beginning necessarily is because the beginning of your screenplay is kind of high stakes. So the beginning is going to be something you're going to really craft, you're going to really want to work on, you're going to really want to know and lay out. So I would start with something that's less stakes. Really all you want to do right now is just make your characters talk. So pick a scene in the early act 2. We're just seeing your character behave for a little bit, maybe a dialogue scene, maybe a fun action scene, or a scene where something that you really picture. It's going to be really easy for you to start because that's how you're going to get to know your character. So I would start there. And tomorrow, what we're going to do, I need you to go to the store, okay? You got to get some index cards, right? You need some index cards, like flashcards when you're doing learning your multiplication tables when you're a kid. You need some index cards. This is an old screenwriter trick. Most people do use it, and this is going to really help you. So get a 100 pack of these and show up tomorrow ready to plot this thing out.